A reading from the book of Ecclesiastes. Vanity of vanities, says the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. Sometimes a man who has toiled with wisdom and knowledge and skill must leave all to be enjoyed by a man who did not toil for it. This also is vanity and a great evil. What has a man from all the toil and strain with which he toils beneath the sun? For all his days are full of pain, and his work is a vexation. Even in the night, his mind does not rest. This also is vanity. The word of the Lord. O Lord, you have been our refuge from generation to generation. O Lord, you have been our refuge from generation to generation. You turn man back to dust and say, return, O children of men. To your eyes, 1,000 years are like yesterday, come and gone, or like a watch in the night. You sweep them away like a dream, like grass which is fresh in the morning. In the morning it sprouts and is fresh. By evening it withers and fades. Then teach us to number our days, that we may gain wisdom of heart. Turn back, O Lord, how long? Show pity to your servants. At dawn, fill us with your merciful love. We shall exult and rejoice all our days. Let the favor of the Lord our God be upon us. Give success to the work of our hands. Oh, give success to the work of our hands.
A reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Colossians. Brethren, if you have been raised with Christ, seek the things that are above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on things that are above, not on things that are on earth. For you have died, and your life is hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is our life, appears, then you too will appear with him in glory. Put to death, therefore, what is earthly in you: immorality, impurity, passion, evil desire, and covetousness, which is idolatry. Do not lie to one another, seeing that you have put off the old man with his practices, and have put on the new man, who is being renewed in knowledge after the image of his Creator. Here there cannot be Greek and Jew, circumcised and uncircumcised, barbarian, Scythian, slave, free man, but Christ is all and in all. The word of the Lord. Please rise for the gospel acclamation. Glad are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Someone in the crowd said to Jesus, "Teacher, tell my brother to share the inheritance with me." He replied to him, "Friend, who appointed me as your judge or arbitrator?" Then he said to the crowd, "Take care to guard against all greed, for though one may be rich, one's life does not consist of possessions." Then he told them a parable. There was a rich man whose land produced a bountiful harvest. He asked himself, "What shall I do? For I do not have space to store my harvest." And he said, "This is what I shall do. I shall tear down my barns and build larger ones. There I shall store all my grains and other goods, and I shall say to myself, 'Now, as for you, you have so many good things stored up for many years. Rest, eat, drink, be merry.' But God said to him, 'You fool, this night your life will be demanded of you, and the things you have prepared, to whom shall they belong?' Thus it will be for those who store up treasures for themselves, but are not rich in what matters to God." The Gospel of the Lord. Dear friends in Christ, we are together once again in the presence of God, just to do the needful, to say thank you to Him for all that He's doing. In fact, on we go. We are in the 8th month already. 4 more to end 2025. So he's doing well. He's doing his best. And yes, to say thank you to him and to petition him for him to be with us always for the rest of our lives. All the readings of the day today are speaking directly to all of us. Our attitude towards earthly possessions. Our attitudes towards earthly possessions. He concludes in both first and third reading the gospel that they are all vanities. Bebrebe emfayen kosi hui ana esa. Bebrebe. There's a song like that. Bebrebe. And the person who had read the first reading, what did you say? How do you say vanity in Twi? What's it? I want to learn. In Ebe we say tofloko, ope tofloko. Tofloko, ope tofloko. Emptiness. Sometimes I find it very difficult, or we find it very difficult to understand God. Why should God allow certain things to happen? When we read the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 10, he tells us that he who does not work should not eat. Wa unye juma mendidi wa make more doa magaduno. And this same God is telling us today that all that we are struggling for, all that we are running after, all the works we are doing. In fact, the first reading tells us that, if I should quote, for so it is that a man who has labored wisely, the qualification, labored wisely, skillfully, and successfully, must leave what is his own to someone who has not toiled for it. You are labored wisely with your mind, skillfully with your hands, and successfully. In fact, you are successful. And the gospel will tell us that the individual man who worked very hard and told himself, now I am successful, I have to eat, I have to drink, make merry. God is telling that person, fool. Is it good for us to work? Yes, I am Juma na yembre wasasi wesu. Asasa yen Juma biom. Nanso sa won ye Juma so bebre. Akomba deal. Na ma odo ha ma nduga. Edo woga. Fi na mlo ha ezo agba. Laka na kposoro kpla vioji ha ezo agba. Umanum so bebre. Sa wu anhwe yiye mpo so wiri bejae o. Ana nyesa. Wiri bejae o se woni sika. Aduane nnafie. Eni je nnifie no. So God is telling us, just telling us today, that we should be wise. We should be wise from the perspective of the psalm. You turn mine back to dust and say, go back, sons of men. It's very difficult. Why should you struggle? Save something for your future. And all of a sudden, you are gone. You wake up, dawn to dust, just to put something on the table. She see impossible from 40, 50, no musi diabetes way actually bad. Doctor say Mendy way. Don't eat this. Eh? So why are we struggling? We have to struggle. We have to survive. The difference should be, you should have in your mind that after your toil, you will meet God. And these earthly things will not accompany you to God. They will not. You will leave all behind. Your treasures, what you have, your nice buildings. And in fact, it is happening. We know some few people who had a loft, who had many things you can think of. If that or those people should live the rest of 100 years from now, they'll still have enough. But they are gone. This is life. So the conclusion is, I said already that God is not angry with hard workers. Make money. Make it. If you can make it, make it. Not through dubious means, but with your skillful nature. Make it. But be able to share. Be able to share. So nyami ayadum wenyabia. Tenemusa. And yes, sir, give some to others. Na mau perengwo na zukas noto agba nyonao agba vivina ore. Perenovion, so that God will not say to you that you are a fool. He told the young man today that fool. Why? Because this young man didn't include others. It is through your effort. But when it is given to you, remember others. In fact, he said consistently that, what am I to do? I don't have enough space to keep all that I've produced. Then he said, this is what I will do. I will pull down my barns and build bigger ones. I will store all my grains in my good blah blah blah, and I will say to my soul, my soul, you have plenty good things laid in store for you. So me, enye yen ponsu, enye yen nanso me, menye miao, enye, ogoku, mi osikani, miamini o, mi na mi ba mi nanti eko hifa. Unanti eko hifa. No, you don't have any place to go, but be generous to each other. Be good to one another. You know, the gospel also started by that young man coming to Jesus Christ, telling him, Master, tell my brother to give me a share of our inheritance. A share of our inheritance. And what is inheritance? What is inheritance? What is it? The property of someone who once lived. Who once lived. The property of someone who once lived, and you are fighting over them. The person who gave birth to these things, produced them, is nowhere to be found. He has not taken them with him. He left everything. And so also you should remember that you also leave them behind. Sometimes they have a kind of fight we fight in our various families. What are they? Sometimes we fight over a half plot of land, a land belonging to somebody who died. We are not fighting. Sometimes some black and white television in the house, you are fighting over them. Sometimes a building, a single room, you are fighting as if you carry them to heaven. No. Vanities upon vanities. This shouldn't mean that we should not work, sweat, do your best to live good in life. But with the help of God, always it should be in your heart, your mind, that it is through the assistance of God that you've gotten all these things. And when you have the capabilities to help others, do. The man says, I will break down the old bands. The old bands that you break, sometimes somebody may need it all. Give out the old one and keep the new one. Or share. Share. Sometimes in our various rooms, we have a lot of things. Sometimes the cover of the phone is there. Doing what? I don't know. Your old phones are there. Doing what? I don't know. Your old shoes are there. Doing what? I don't know. Your clothing. Sometimes when you wash them and we remove them from the line, the first place is on the bed. Is that not the case? On the bed. Then next time you want to use the bed, into the couch. You want to sit down off to the bed. So these things will be roaming from the couch and the bed till they are dirty. You wash them again, you brought them in. It is the same thing that we do. Sometimes, even to the extent of being good to yourself, just pamper yourself a little bit. If you not do it for others, do it for yourself. Sometimes you have enough, but debia agbelika klona, you are not able to pamper yourself and buy some malt to top up your diabetes. You are not able to do it. You are just hoarding things just for tomorrow. Tomorrow you don't have. Do you have? 30 minutes from now you don't have. 30 minutes from, pamper yourself. Sometimes change your burdens, your bed sheets among others. Change them. Sometimes your singlet, and in terms of, that is why sometimes I don't like these things. So your underwears, sometimes they are torn in the room. Bebrebe, ewo ho na so ye bre. Ana manka hwi. Ewo ho na so ye bre. These things are there. You are not enjoying them. You don't want others also to enjoy them. You suffer. How to even buy an egg for yourself is a problem. It is a problem. Don't know when are you going to enjoy them. Enjoy them and pray alongside with to God, who always bless you. And when God blesses you, bless your brother and your sister. Amen.